to the Mind Shift Movement Podcast with your host, Alan Johnson. On this podcast, Alan will be sharing with you empowering, effective, and actionable knowledge within the health, fitness, and mindset space to help you make the progress and growth that you desire from your life so you'll become the very best version of you, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So now, get ready to dive into today's episode.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Mind Shift Movement Podcast with me, your host, Alan Johnson. And on this episode, I'm going to be speaking with you guys about the regressive energy that goes on, throughout the years from going from baby into our adulthood lives. So whether you're a parent yourself or know someone that has children, or even seen the parents chasing after their kids at the park, right? You know how much energy these little dudes have. We've got a 2-year-old, his name's Alfie, and he's always on the go, like literally non-stop. So we've recently moved into a new property and we're living above someone basically. And luckily we get on well with them really well. And they actually said to me the other day, like, he loves running around, doesn't he? And we're like, yeah, like he's absolutely crazy. So yeah, like young children are just full of life without a care in the world. And until they poop their nappy or they're hungry, that is, then they start crying and playing up. Or with our little man at the moment, he's going through teething, so lots of screaming going on. But ultimately, they're like happy-go-lucky children, right? So what happens to us throughout the years? So going from like a highly energetic and excitable child without any real worries going on to sometimes sluggish, sometimes struggling, and at times of fearful of what's coming next with our lives as well, right? Whereas many people out there keep up that high energy, that high power, that positivity going through their adulthood as well. So kind of what's the difference here? So you'll see we're all very different to one another, okay? And we've all had different childhoods. We've all had different schooling, different education, different jobs, different friends, family, conversations, life experiences, and so on, right? So every day, week, month, or year that passes, our conscious and our subconscious minds are taking on new information. And this information is going to be different and varied to person. So we've all had different conditioning, and over time we've held on to trauma within ourselves, okay? And this trauma comes out in various ways, and it affects us in different ways. So from someone maybe taking the mickey at school, or about how you run maybe, and that's made you literally hate running, or maybe fearful of running going into your adulthood without even realizing it. From that experience when you was a kid, that friend at school or that bully at school maybe just maybe taking the mickey that time, and then made you not want to run anymore, and it's made you a bit worried and a bit fearful about running. You're not really sure why, but sometimes if you trace back to your younger days, these experiences that have stayed with you throughout your adulthood as well. Or maybe a co-worker that's been told you that you'll never achieve a goal, maybe at work or something like you're going for a promotion or something like that was really important for you. And then you go on and you don't even bother trying anymore. That's it, you just give up. You just can't be bothered to even go after goals anymore. So something more fatal of like losing a family member or someone that you really loved and cared about. There are billions of unique experiences that happen to all of us in different shapes, and they basically shape us for who we are today. So with the build-up of all these negative life experiences going on, our careless, happy-go-lucky, energized selves can sometimes diminish, okay? And life is about perspective, right? Similar things happen to different people, and it affects everyone in different ways. So one person might come up against a challenge with the growth mentality, and then other people might come up against a challenge with the victim mentality. So clearly some people have the same experience, but some use that experience for growth and to continue to progress and make the best out of a situation that they can. And then other people just play that blame game where they blame everyone else. They play that victim within their life, and a good example is like COVID-19 and the lockdown, because some people are growing and thriving throughout this time, and others are just blaming what's going on around them for their lack of success, their maybe their negative feelings. Okay, there's lots going on. I understand that, but some people are growing right now, and others are playing that victim mentality, and it depends on how we want to look at things. So everything's about perspective. So a big step to improving how you feel and the trauma that you've been through is just to become more self-aware of your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and your energy on a daily basis. And a great way of doing this is to keep like a thought and feeling journal. So maybe every hour, just checking in with yourself. You can keep a journal, maybe handwritten, or maybe just on your phone using some kind of app, or just like iPhone notes on your phone. And yeah, just tracking how you feel, what thoughts you've been having, maybe who have you been spending time with, and what your energy's been like. And doing that will really help you. And then the next level really is to go that next step with some coaching, some help, some accountability. And this really helps people to peel back their life layers, just like an onion, to reveal certain emotional patterns that are going on, and maybe where those emotions have stemmed from as well. So right now, I'm offering my 6-week one-to-one fitness and mindset development coaching program for the price of 4 at the moment. Okay, so you get 6 weeks for the price of 4 weeks. I know people are struggling, but some people are struggling with financially with what's going on right now. So I want to offer this to 3 people. So 3 serious people that really want to improve their life, want to start feeling better on a daily basis, have that energy back, that excitement back into their life, and go on to actually start to make progress towards the goals that they're trying to achieve. So you can contact me for further details. You can get me on any of my social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and also we can just book in that free initial discovery call to see how we can work together to move forward. So that is it from this episode of the Mindshift Movement. I hope you've taken some value away, and I'll catch up with you on the next episode.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Mindshift Movement Podcast with Alan Johnson. Make sure you join Alan's free Facebook community group, the Mindshift Movement Podcast Community. Please support the show by clicking subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Share this episode with at least one friend that would benefit from it, and share the episode on your social media stories. Please go and leave us a 5-star review to help us reach out to more potential listeners, and we really look forward to bringing you the next episode.